Welcome to our Chateau Life. I am Lionel.
And I'm Claire, and we're both thrilled to bring you along for the ride.
We swapped the hustle and bustle of London for a 500 square metre chateau in rural France.
Join us on our renovation journey as we uncover the timeless elegance,
daily challenges and the unique experiences that are part of our lives living here.
We're on an exciting adventure and we can't wait to show you this glorious place and our plans to make it shine again.
We're eager to share our Chateau Life with you, so come along and join us. It promises to be quite fun.
Welcome to this episode of Our Chateau Life. This week there's a bit more of us and our favourite bits of the chateau. I'll show you our beautiful salon and the chapel, which is just amazing. Fred makes an appearance and Lionel will show you the kitchen to be.
My favourite part of living in the chateau, living in the chateau is the arrival. And I think this played a part in our decision to buy this place. Was you come through the front gates and you come down the drive and you still can't see the chateau. And you come through this, not a very big, but like a little wooded area, almost tunnel-like. And then you sort of come out of this and there it is. And it is extraordinary. It's just breathtaking. I think, and I get that every day when I go and get the croissants or the bread, and I drive back or go and get the post or whatever.
It's still wow every time, isn't it?
Every single time.
Absolutely wow.
It's just extraordinary to think that we live in a place like this.
It's mind-boggling, absolutely mind-boggling. I love the sort of ritual of before we go to bed, we close the shutters at night and then opening them wide in the morning. I just always feel like you're in a French movie. It's just glorious, absolutely glorious.
Well, you're married to a Frenchman as well, so, you know.
Well, I know, I mean, Come on through to the salon. We both just adore this room. This is, it's magical in the summer when we've got the windows open like this. But in the winter, we had an absolutely roaring fire going, curl up in the sofas with a dog each, and it's just, it's heaven. It's absolutely beautiful. And we've got used to all the trailing cables. We don't really see those anymore. Also, it was red in here, and we had a real surprise because when we took it off this wall, we found this lovely old panelling, which, I mean, we love it just because it's old and it's an old part of the house. It's not the most ornate or grand, but we really like it. So not quite sure yet what we're going to do with it, how we're going to keep it, because this panelling that's underneath is much newer. We think the previous owners did this. This fireplace is just absolutely gorgeous. At Christmas, just after Christmas this year, it completely collapsed inside, which luckily we got through Christmas before it went. So we've had it rebuilt and made safe, but we still need to make it pretty again. So we've got to repair this sort of this is like ceramic. So we need to repair or replace that. And then I'd love to you can get like metal inserts with patterns on to go all around in here to reflect the heat. So if we could find one of those, I would love that. So one day. I absolutely love the peace and quiet here. I really, really do. I mean, it's magical, absolutely magical. I mean, the fact that we can film this in our garden and nobody can hear us or see us, so we're not embarrassing ourselves.
Well, we hope.
We hope. Oh, there's somebody over the wall. Glad we amused
They say
ourselves.
they already have a holy grail.
I think it said you're slightly mad. Maybe you have to be mad before you buy a chateau, but then after you buy a chateau, it just happens.
Just basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I think what's wonderful is the potential to create something really just extraordinary. I always what comes to mind is, and I never remember the quote properly, but it was William Morris who said, make sure that anything you own is either useful or very beautiful. And that's what I'd like to follow that.
I'd like it,
anything
yeah.
that we do here, really.
So everywhere you look is beautiful.
Yeah.
Everything, every little bit could be an Instagram picture. No clutter.
Well, not Instagram, for goodness sake.
We might have to have 1 or 2 rooms though that are just absolutely full of junk,
Well,
just so that the rest of the house can be.
Well, they are
tidy.
already.
I know. More junk rooms than there are tidy rooms.
No,
at the
we
moment.
won't show those.
And here again we've got fake doors. These don't go anywhere. Although there is, I can't really open it now, but there is the outline of a smaller door behind that's only about that big, which makes me think that a long time ago, maybe that was a servant's entrance, or maybe the doors weren't as grand. Who knows?
Tell us about how much you like the sofa. So come around the back of the chateau. This is the back door, and this is the courtyard that we'll tell you about in more detail at some point. These are the outbuildings. And here is our very, 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 very pretty little chapel. I'm going to let Claire tell you all about it.
Our beautiful private chapel, which just still takes my breath away. I mean, we don't come in here very often, but when we do, it's just absolutely stunning. A friend of ours told us that underneath here, there's actually a relic. I presume it's like embedded. Oh, that's heavy. There we go. Embedded in the stone itself. I mean, we haven't touched anything in here yet. This is going to be a big job, and we need it done properly. I think this might be beyond us in terms of DIY. Sort of too important, really.
Time for a tea break. Okay, this is a job for Fred.
For some unknown reason, I thought that the French were like the Brits, really, but just with a different language. how wrong was I? We're a very, very different bunch. Oh my goodness me. Not necessarily in a bad way. I sort of quite like the formality that they have. You know, you go into shops and everybody calls each other monsieur, madame, bonjour. For some reason, and I don't remember this as a child, they when you walk out of somewhere, they always say bonne journée, which is have a good day. I have no idea where they got that from. Oh yeah, another wonderful thing, which actually at the beginning was very annoying, is that the French stop for lunch, not just for an hour, 2 hours, sometimes a bit more actually. And if you want to get anything done, you know, if you're used to living in a big city, it's incredibly frustrating. But after 3 years here, I love it. I think it's fantastic. You get used to it. We don't eat lunch in front of our computer at our desk anymore.
No, which
I
is
remember
lovely.
the last time I had a sandwich sitting at the keyboard. We stop. We have, you know, a light but delicious lunch, and I think that's excellent actually.
The other lovely feature here is the balcony up there. So that is in the corridor outside from the bedrooms. And that, we've been told, is so that the lady of the house could attend the church service without having to come downstairs and, I don't know, mix with the staff. She could have her own private viewing from the balcony up there, which is, you know, privilege of being lady of the house, I guess. And this is the circle window, which I think is the one that's sketched in the hallway, because it does look very similar.
We find ourselves having some really strange conversations sometimes and coming out with things that you never thought you'd hear yourself say, which apparently the other day I said, I can't believe we don't have a ballroom, which in context, absolutely made sense, because I was talking about the chateau is not actually that big. We don't have 20 bedrooms.
No, it's not that big.
No, it's not. We don't have 20 bedrooms. We don't have a ballroom. We don't have a games room. We don't have a music room. You know, it's yeah. See, and you just fall into it.
You do fall into it, and I found myself asking the question, you know, where on earth am I going to put the billiards room?
I don't know. I don't know if we've got room for a billiards room.
And the cigar room?
And a cigar. We're going to have to build an extension.
That's just silly.
So this is our current kitchen. Don't look. And this we call the kitchen to be. It's enormous, and we have big plans for this. It's going to be super minimalist, but with some beautiful traditional touches to it. One of which you can see here. This beautiful big piece that we bought quite early on after moving in. And unfortunately, we bought it. Well, fortunately, we bought it at auction at. Actually, it wasn't a very good price at all. It was really expensive. And but the thing we hadn't discovered yet, and we discovered to our cost, was that to get anything shipped from an auction, especially like a really big piece of furniture like this, which is this wide and this long, was going to cost, well, it was just unreasonable to get it shipped. And the auction house was on the other side of France, in Bourgogne. So what did we do? We got in touch with the company that moved us from the UK and asked them if they were going past the auction house at any time and if they'd be happy to bring it along. They said, yeah, sure. And they gave us a comparatively reasonable quote compared to the one that we had been given here. And but what they did was they loaded it up onto their articulated lorry. They took it back to the UK, and then the next time they were coming near us, they put it back on the articulated lorry and they brought it to us.
It's very well travelled.
Very, very well travelled. But really particularly beautiful handles, actually. They're really sort of like 1920s steel, I think. Really, really lovely. I don't know if it was a map table or something like that. I really don't know. There's some really nice little drawers in the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a big piece of stone, not undecided yet, but it's going to be sort of marbly, sort of white Carrara type thing, but not really decided. And then we are over here. Ignore all the mess. Ignore the beautiful IKEA worktop that again has travelled with us from the UK. And so that's going to go. And here we're going to put sort of like units, and we're going to put an ice machine, a dishwasher, and stuff. And then the, and I have to tell you about this. So this one we call the Beast, and this is a Beast number 2. So this is something that we found on Facebook Marketplace, and I think was it La Rochelle? We picked it up. It was La Rochelle, wasn't it? Which is about just under an hour away, and unlike Beast number 1, Beast number 2 was extremely well priced, and it really is quite beautiful. The glass, these 2 panes of glass are old blown glass. Unfortunately, this is new glass. This is just float glass, but it would be lovely to replace it with the old glass one day. So, yeah, really, really pleased with this. The sellers said that when they bought it, it was layered in white paint, and they had somebody strip it for them. And since we've had it, we've polished it to death with beeswax, and actually it smells beautiful. You know, I love the smell of beeswax. Anyway. So yeah, so lots and lots and lots of detail. You know, I mean, I have to say, you know, if I was living in London, I probably wouldn't get this, but because I don't live in London anymore and I live in a chateau, I think this works. You know, I think it works.
I love having the vegetable patch here, which is definitely a work in progress. I'm not there yet, but it's been a dream for years and years and years, and now we've got the space to do it. So I can go bananas.
You'd be lucky if you could grow some of those here, I can tell you that.
I did plant a banana the other week, and it's looking really good, but I don't know if we'll get actual bananas.
No, but that's one of those banana plants that looks really pretty, but never, ever, ever gives you bananas.
Yeah, but then our olive tree wasn't supposed to give us olives, and we've got olives this year.
I know,
So,
but it's an olive tree, not a banana tree. A banana tree is an equatorial plant.
We shall see.
I bet you a tenner you don't get banana off that banana plant, all right?
All right, I'm going to duct tape some on.
Next time in our Chateau Life, we bought a clock, and it was a bit of an adventure. Our new kittens arrive and their siblings, and properly meet Mimi and Margot. Join us for lunch on the beach. You like tomato, I like tomato. The Persian silk tree, one of our most beautiful scented trees. And finally, we get to do some DIY. Sort of.